Are you intellectually disadvantaged? An imbecile? A nincompoop? Do you feel like the bushes have eyes? Do you think a call out means a rap battle is about to go down? John C. Well then look to me for help, if you can find me. Hit M. It stands for magic. It opens a magical screen. N is its brother. No wait, not that much zoom, god damn it. Anyways. The first reason you might think of to open the map is, oh shit, there's a guy over there and he hasn't seen me yet. Let's open my map and see if there's a friendly over there. It's a good reason, but the most important reason is to understand wherever you don't have friendlies, there are enemies. Given that, opening your map is your ticket to figuring out where the enemies are before you get into the firefight. Nani? If you're not checking your map at least once every minute, maybe two, you're playing the game wrong. Not only does it show friendlies, it shows whether or not your squad leaders know what they're doing.
Why you bullying me?
It shows spawn points, capture points, markers that leaders can put down that have points on them. The point is, it has all the information you need to succeed. Speaking of spawn points, if you don't have any, then that's a pretty big fucking indicator that your team's not doing what it should be.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
If this is the case, then I would suggest maybe you, a squad leader, and 3 other monkeys, 5 total, I know, math is hard. You can assemble somewhere on the map and put a FOB down. If no one is responding or communicating to this call, then call that one a GG.
We'll get him next time.
Sarcasm is how I'm alive. If you didn't try communicating and think that things just happen because, then you're probably me.
Bruh.
If you can communicate this and you get a FOB down, then great. But where the fuck do you put it? How does it all work? Now, I could be wrong, and this is gonna change, no doubt, but the principles will remain the same. Put the FOB close enough to the objective that your team can fight over the objective, but not too close to where it gets overrun by the enemy team after 2 minutes. Okay, cool. How do I do that? Well, a quick and dirty guide is, if it's the start of the game, I would put your FOB somewhere with good concealment and cover around 300 meters before you would expect to see first contact. 300 meters allows you to fight back a losing battle for a little bit longer, which can give your team the room and the pressure to push past you if they're able to. If you're looking for new FOB opportunities mid-game, it's similar in that you want to keep a 300 meters spread to contact. You just don't have the luxury to know how close the enemy can be. And when it comes to rallies, most people just put them down to spawn more squad mates in to put a FOB down. They last 60 seconds, have a 5-minute cooldown. There's a mechanic that allows you to place it close to the FOB and it won't disappear, but it's such a short range that it's functionally useless right now. I expect that to be changed in the future. Alright, cool. You opened your map, you looked at where there's cover and concealment for a FOB at a proper distance away from the objective. Time to capture all the points, right? Now, this is subject to change in the future again, but at the moment, you lose 30 tickets each time an enemy fully captures a point you previously held. You don't gain tickets for capturing points. Well, then what the fuck is the point in capturing, you might say? Well, technically, if you were confident that you wouldn't lose your first cap, it would be best to let the enemy cap everything but that first cap. If they do eventually cap your first objective, however, you will enter a negative 60 ticket a minute bleed. This is bad. So unless you want to rely on the rest of your teammates to be aware of this don't cap anything strategy, they won't be aware of it. It's probably better to enter most games with the objective of either holding the midpoint or full capping. And full capping can be fun, but holding the midpoint is probably the most consistent game plan to enter with. I've seen plenty of teams absolutely dominate the map control, but they just kept throwing away tickets and they lost. So let me say this again, you do not gain tickets for capping. You do, however, lose tickets by losing flags, getting downed, getting killed, and the ticket bleed we talked about earlier. Getting downed, getting killed, isn't that the same thing? In this mod, there's a feature many PR squad players call dead. Reality mod takes away a ticket when you go down and when you're dead. When you first go down, there's a 5-minute timer to get revived. The game calls this state wounded. If a medic comes and revives you, there's a timer that activates, feels like 1 to 2 minutes, I'm not sure, where if you die again within that time, you will not just be wounded, you're now dead. We've covered the map, basic FOB strategy, basic ticket strategy, and these are all important things to keep in mind while you develop your main plan of action. But how do you communicate your plan of action? How do you communicate in general? Well, first off, B is squad comms, G is local comms, and Y is squad leader comms. Very important. I see a lot of people not talking in game. Before you go gallivanting across the battlefield declaring your master plan though, you need to know how to communicate in a firefight. The most important skill to develop when it comes to comms is callouts, specifically being concise and accurate to the best of your ability. Saying, northeast, 100 meters, at least 2 on the wood line. Or, directly south of Parliament, full squad flanking us. These are 2 different, easy to understand callouts that can be reacted to quickly by the rest of the squad. Saying, I think there's 2, maybe 3 guys, I can't really see, 30 degrees, oh shit, they see me. That's an example of a terrible callout. Tons of useless information in there. Even saying 30 degrees is functionally useless to the most of your squad. You're just going to cause everyone to check 030 first, wait 3 seconds, and then realize that 30 degrees is not their 30 degrees. Degree callouts are only useful to those directly next to you. And whether someone sees you or not is not a relevant callout either. Not giving an approximate distance to the target is also a huge disadvantage in how quickly your friendlies can locate the target and help you. So the basic callout goes direction, distance, the threat type, and amount. If people still cannot locate, additional details can be given as needed. Now that you know the basic callout, the next step in communication is to shut the fuck up. Sound is important. You can hear footsteps, gunshots, local comms, a lot better when comms aren't getting mucked up with a whole bunch of useless shit. If you go down in the middle of a firefight, give a fucking call out where you got shot from, and if you don't know where you got shot from, just say, I'm down, don't know where he is. If you go down and immediately start screaming, medic, 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 you don't start magically regenerating your long lost brain cells. If the fighting has stopped and the medics are nearby, then by all means scream your lungs out. End rant. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have fun and use other kinds of comms during lulls in the game when nothing's happening. You know, if you have an idea of how to push your next objective, or if you notice the other side of the map's getting fucked, it's probably worth mentioning it, as long as you're not in a fight that callouts are happening in. I've yelled at you enough for now. There's a lot to learn in this game, especially if you don't have any background in tactical shooters like Squad, Hell Let Loose, or Project Reality. Main takeaways are open your map, drop the FOB, defending flags is more important than capping, give concise callouts, shut the fuck up, and wait for the medic. And even if you can't shoot the broadside of a barn, with proper comms and teamwork, you can still help your teammates that are good at shooting. So, good luck, see you on the battlefield. Also, I know that sensitivity and FOV are subjective, but for fuck's sake, every time I watch a video of you freaks play, you have 3200 DPI ready to evolve into a spin bot. And FOV over 90 is probably just disorienting you and limiting your ability to track properly while you scope in. Just, a little 2 cents.